as I was saying, I'm going to watch the craziest videos from Zack D Film, and if you don't know Zack D Film yet, check this out. For those who don't know him, guys, he has 27 million subscribers, and all his shorts get like 200 million views. So let's start with the first one. If you kill someone and you... What, wait, is that Zack Galifianakis? I told you about him, but I've never watched him.
Then it's murder confessed to a priest. He can't tell anyone, ever. That's known as the seal of confession. Breaking it will get you expelled from the church for life. But what if you confess when you're about to kill your own?
So, if you confess here, you're about to kill your mother.
The priest's mother? Well then.
The priest's mother. Is he crazy? I wouldn't have made this short. What is this?
The priest still has to remain silent. He can't warn her. He can't call the police. He can't even sit in front of her house to protect her, because any action could reveal what he has heard. But what happens if a priest breaks the seal of confession and then confesses it to another priest?
I'm freaking out. If the priest says he has sinned to another priest in confession, then is it forgiven? We'll see that right now, knowing that he saw it's still his mother.
Well, this second priest can't tell anyone either, because this confession is now sealed. Also.
Are we really watching this? But please, what am I watching, guys? Why? Do I need to swear to you that this is the first video? No, but what is this? How does a hookah work? It's scientific, guys. These videos are educational, not flagged, and there's nothing wrong with them. It's just the topic.
Here is the tobacco packed inside. Okay, foil is put on it and holes are poked in it.
Next!
A burning charcoal is placed on top. It's shisha. I feel like that's how it really works. Oh, that's what makes the bubbles. Yeah, that's it. But since the bowl is so big, it's about the same as smoking 100 cigarettes. The tobacco is packed inside. Yes.
Yes, without a cigarette. Wait, that big?
That's about right.
No, I thought that, well, come on. We're learning things, guys. That's good. It's educational. It's for educational purposes, guys. Wait, what? That's 100 cigarettes. Well, wow.
Wow.
That's about the equivalent of smoking 100. No, guys, I'm gonna like the shorts so they get a bit more exposure. That way it's raising awareness. I totally applaud that. And, like this video as well before it gets banned. No, I don't think we're going to get banned. It's for prevention. YouTube, right? Okay, because now it's going to be scared. Okay, guys, don't hesitate to grab, something really healthy then. You know, grab some apples, eat some apples, while watching this video, guys.
A vehicle approaches a red light. The small device placed above lights up and sends beams of infrared light toward the vehicle.
No, you must be joking. Still, don't say that. Those things are actually useful.
Which immediately turns the light green.
Liar. But I was curious, how do they detect cars at red lights? I thought there must be a big sensor by the lights so when you pull up it turns green immediately. But look at the little device there. You see my cursor? Are you kidding me? That's not it. From the start, there's a little device there, and then we can't see it. You can't tell if it's on every red light, right? It's nonsense. But what about my car?
A man tired of waiting in traffic jams managed to get one, and he used it to clear the road while he sped through the city. In reality,
Wow, that's blurry, it's true, but I'm going to lose it over Zack D Film. But guys, I totally subscribe. I'm subscribed to Zack D Film, so the French version. But hey, you actually have to subscribe to both, right? That's what we're gonna do. There you go, I'm subscribing to both, guys, for support.
it's possible to ask.
But it's basically the same video.
It's one of those devices, but it's illegal to use them unless you're a firefighter. The police ended up pursuing the suspect for randomly changing the lights and caught him in the act. When?
But are you kidding me? What is this crazy thing? No way. But wait, that's not possible. Okay, well, we're not gonna check if we can buy one. All right, guys, there you go. Don't do this. It's just nonsense. We'll leave that to the firefighters, especially since there are quite a few fires right now, right?
The water was poured into the first chamber and then flowed into the second.
That's wild. How did the Greek water clock work? How did they tell time? The Greeks poured water into the...
It flowed into the second one. This made a cork float rise, which was attached to a metal rod, and by lifting the rod, a needle pointed to lines engraved on a large cylinder.
What do you mean by line? It represented an hour.
As the day passed, the rod would rise to the top, marking 24 hours at the summit.
Wow.
The rod would remove the water chamber.
Resetting the clock.
The drained water would then fall onto a water wheel that turned a series of gears, which rotated the cylinder above the clock at the end of each day. And even though the days became longer in summer, the Greeks still counted only 12 hours of daylight. That's why the marks engraved on the cylinder changed according to the season.
They carved it so the clock would reflect shorter or longer daylight hours in both summer and winter.
To tell the time in any season. They're talking...
They must have had a big one. The water was poured into the first one because, yeah, engineering required that. At the time, flowed...
into the second one.
But what's the flip? So that's how they actually knew, what time it was actually. The Greeks at the time,
Going down the hill,
the grip.
he lifted his feet from the pedals and leaned forward until fully stretched out on the saddle.
A cyclist wins the race by planking. I've heard of that.
Going down the hill, he took his feet off the pedals and leaned forward past his legs, completely stretched out on the saddle of his bike. When you ride sitting upright, air pushes against you, making movement harder. By stretching out fully, he reduced air resistance.
But is that actually legal? That's what I'm wondering.
Let gravity pull him to the bottom.
We know we'll go faster, but is it legal? That's the question.
Sliding in front of the other.
Winning that way is wild and probably started a lot of debates. Without even breaking a sweat. There you go, guys. I asked ChatGPT and it said yes, it's possible, but it's actually banned in competitions. Since 2021, they noticed and patched the glitch. Also, I found a channel doing the same thing, educatu.far. Wait, it's more of the same. Oh! But wait, some bizarre things happen here. Rabbit teeth can grow in the closet.
The tooth that comes out of the gum and never stops growing until it curls up like a hook.
What is this? Wow, we're jumping from one thing to another. No pun intended with the rabbit.
By going straight into the skull. In fact, a rabbit chews coarse grass every day, which wears down its teeth as fast as they grow.
But when it eats less grass?
The teeth grow crooked, so the ones that touch each other stay short, while the others keep growing endlessly. Until the rabbit can no longer eat, a veterinarian must file them down before they grow too long again.
But wait, there's a software error. The creation of the rabbit. So does that mean, well, no, because they're supposed to be eating all the time. Actually, there's grass everywhere, so how can this happen then? LOL? A crazy rabbit? Well, guys, in the comments, stop it. I judge the poor ones. There you go, the poor thing. So the rabbit can actually kill itself if it doesn't eat?
But eventually, until the rabbit can't eat anymore, so a vet has to file them down before they grow back too much. That's crazy.
Afterwards, I think it's rare, because rabbits, there's always grass they end up eating eventually. It's like if someone told us, yeah, you don't eat anymore, well, yeah, we're going to die, so the rabbit too, it dies, but it's its tooth that lasts. How do you draw a perfect circle on a board? Damn, that was really cool. You guys who knew how to do that on the board, can you do the same thing as that guy without looking or not?
If you try to draw a big circle like that, it will always be imperfect instead. Stand facing forward to align your shoulder with the center, then fully extend your arm, place the chalk on the spot where you will draw. While keeping your elbow straight and the point stable, now rotate your arm around this central point. Let your shoulder act as the pivot and your arm as the radius. The more stable your shoulder remains, the closer you get to a perfect circle, leaving the whole class speechless.
No, that's what I said at first too, but everyone is surprised. You do that, and what's worse, we can do it fast by practicing. So, the youth games?
An octopus wraps its arms around. Wait.
But it's not possible to go from a rooster to an octopus or from a rabbit to an octopus. Could an octopus stop a car? Ooh, guys, do you think an octopus could stop a car? I think so. If they made a video about it, that means yes, but it's...
An octopus wraps its arms around your bumper, then a second octopus grabs the first one.
Well, yes. Okay, no, but it's possible, right? But here it's clickbait. Well, yes, if there's a chain of 8 octopuses like that wrapping their arms around my car, then yes.
Wrapping its other arms.
Well, yes.
Around a metal pole behind each arm.
Whatever you were expecting, these are attack arms.
Hundreds of suckers that stick to surfaces, and a single large sucker can pull with about 4.5 kilos of force.
Sorry, but guys, do you know how many suckers there are on a tentacle? But it can pull a human. Bro, with just one arm, he can pull a human. The bro's strength, that's it.
You have feet. Speed up. I really like the worst ones. They act together to bounce the car, which doesn't face just a single point of contact. They pull against hundreds of suckers at once, spreading the force across the octopus's arms. And if enough suckers keep their grip, their combined hold can overcome the tire's grip and stop the car. When an octopus wraps around, it overcomes the tire's grip and stops the car.
Yes, so that's whistle, no whistle, I think the car can get away. It depends, though, on how much horsepower the car has. There, they tell us, yeah, if it rains, but still, if you have 2 potholes on the road, guys, be careful, okay? And if it rains at the same time, that never happens. Actually,
she reached out her hand and the bumblebee.
She gave a home to a bumblebee, but I can't stop anymore.
We slipped in. She brought it home, called it Beatrix, and built it. Built it a little shelter. That's where she slipped, she brought it home, called it Bee. Well,
that's where the game comes from, actually, and built it a little shelter.
Beatrix et lui a construit un petit abri.
That's when she noticed that the bee's wing was damaged. She gave a home to a bumblebee that would never fly again. But day after day, that's the name.
It's not just that.
She looked inside. Beatrix was still moving. The bee started climbing all over the woman. No,
not at all.
As trust grew, Beatrix wandered around the whole house. Then, when the woman sat down to eat with her family, Beatrix climbed onto her hand and stayed there while she watched movies. And for 12 days, the two became friends. When Beatrice died, it was in the hands of her savior. She reached out. Well, actually, there is no... Shh.
They just became best friends. But it's a bumblebee. Bumblebees are just kind like that.
Started to climb up.
But it's in the name. Bumblebee, the guy, he buzzes you see what I mean? How come now he needs a friend? I don't get it, Beatrix.
Place the bill under a bottle like this.
Okay, secret to win the bottle for $1.
Dare someone to remove the bill.
Without dropping the bottle. That's tough.
Which he'll obviously fail to do. To win, start rolling the edge of the bill inward.
But guys, the point of the game is to pull the bill. Do you really think if you make the bet with the guy, if he sees you folding the bill, he's not gonna say anything? You really think he'll stay quiet if he sees you folding the bill like that? But seriously.
By sliding it under the bottle, it gently pushes it instead of pulling it abruptly.
Alright, in that direction.
It moves forward in small, controlled steps until you become a damn legend.
But wait, but Zack D film, what's his IQ? This guy's too smart. Drop the bill. How to debone a chicken wing. Let's go, guys. This is really the advice I was waiting for. This is advice I'm going to use right now. Actually, lift the end and do it.
I admit.
But guys, chicken wings are trickier to eat than drumsticks, so let's break it down. How do you eat a chicken wing? Taking everything off is going to be so satisfying.
The bone is wrapped in meat and connected by soft cartilage at the joint, but by twisting it, you break those little connections and it comes right out. Next, grab the bone next to it and twist it the same way until...
So, we twist to the right, guys, about 45 degrees careful, not 47, okay? So exactly 45, all right.
Until it comes loose. This leaves two openings in the meat where the bones used to be. Now dip everything in ranch sauce and enjoy your...
I really didn't expect that. No, he's sneaky. Zack D film, he's a bit of a joker. I thought he was gonna say it now.
In the meat, where the bones used to be. But no, now, dip everything in ranch sauce. And why is he putting the cheek back in, where the bones used to be? Now dip... But wait.
Why put the cheek back in? Dip everything in ranch and enjoy your boneless bite. Pinch the bone, it's amazing. What are people saying? It works, but there's cartilage. Let me know if you want me to try Zack D Film's tips in real life, since I think we might be getting scammed. Cut the pack in half and hold it. How to make cards spring out. Open your pinky and do that impossible thing. He's just showing off with his hands.
Hold them at one corner with your thumb on the opposite corner. Keep your fingers together and everything will be fine. Rest one on your middle finger.
And then everything will fall into place.
Along the top now.
It's gonna work.
Stretch your thumb and squeeze, creating spaces between the cards as you go.
Wait, all this just to squeeze the card? Is this a joke?
While maintaining the pressure, they slide off your thumb one by one and goes into your other hand. Curl your other hand like a claw, with your pinky blocking the bottom edge. Next, keep the pressure slow and steady, and with enough practice, you can move on to a full deck. Cut the deck in half.
Oh, let's try it, guys, I think I have some cards with me, so let me try. So he said, wow, I forgot, wait.
Cut the deck in half and hold it with your pinky and ring finger on one corner.
Okay, so you need both fingers, the pinky and the ring finger, or the pinky on one corner. Place your thumb on the opposite corner. Yes, that's right. I started off wrong. Keep your hands close. I got it. Wait.
Use your index and your middle finger along the top. There, you apply pressure. And turn your thumb and squeeze, creating spaces between the cards. Increase the pressure to tighten the spaces. Use your thumb to press each one, letting them slide into your other hand, curled like a claw with your pinky blocking the bottom. Keep the pressure slow and, yeah.
That's it? All done? You can move on. There's a trick and a full deck.
The first ones know it.
Cut the deck in two. Ooh, there's
something. Guys, I swear there's something. Someone.
Guys. Yes, we're talking about immigration here. Wait, yes, I've been doing this my whole life. Yeah. And you want, how many cards were there at the start? Yeah, there's the same number of cards here.
That's the magic of Zack Giffy. Almost appears to me, luckily, honestly,
you don't see the
cards that are in front of my desk.
Damn, I did it. I swear I did it. I promise you I did it. Well, it doesn't fall straight afterward, but it's fine. They're not going to ask too much of us. I think just showing this
to someone, I think we're good here. So, sir, you asked for, yeah, that's it, the class. Well, no.
Remember, guys, he told us, you can try with a whole deck. It might be easier with the whole deck because it's more stable. From previous news, well, I probably never used all that again, so no worries. Spraying the penguins and soaking in the... I hear some joke scenes.
Why did he spray the penguins and soak in the rescuers?
Do they put sweaters on the penguins?
Their feathers? It let the cold in. When the penguins tried to clean themselves, they swallowed some of that oil, which eventually killed them. So, the volunteers started knitting tiny sweaters, which kept them warm while they waited to be cleaned. It also stopped them from cleaning themselves. And even,
Well, yes, because they suck up the oil.
the oil ends up dripping a bit of that oil, which made it possible to save most of them. Thanks to the little sweaters, the oil splashed onto the penguins.
We don't have the context. What do you mean? I agree, the comments say it's great and cute, but do we have photos of the penguins in sweaters or not? No way! Those aren't called penguins in French. They're manchos, right? Just kidding. But honestly, the penguins in sweaters must have been adorable, and it was actually useful, not just for decoration. Some prisoners escaped with the help of a manual. Okay.
Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that just in case. He gave him the manual, but then they ran away and climbed over 3 fences toward freedom. Both prisoners were apprehended.
Toward freedom, but 2 days later.
2 days later, and after changing the locks, the prison removed the manual.
The manual, I just realized. Basically, he had given them some book to read, but there was a key on the manual. Well, so they could use it to reproduce it, but conveniently, yeah.
The real master key of the prison. So a man used his tools.
Yeah, that's not bad, but it's clever though. And there was a man who had jeweler's tools that I don't understand.
To make a perfect copy.
I don't understand how that's accessible in prison. That's really very clever on their part. Well, yeah, they literally give them the book with the key, and what a coincidence, they give that to the jeweler.
Empty a can of Pringles and fill it with ice cream, packing it tightly so there's no empty space inside.
Make homemade Pringles ice cream bars? Are you serious?
Empty a can of Pringles and fill it with ice cream, packing it tightly so there's no empty space inside. Next, stick popsicle sticks through the side, and once it's in the freezer, the ice cream will harden around the sticks, holding them in place. After that, cut the can into slices, remove the packaging, and dip each slice into melted chocolate to make a Pringles ice cream bar.
Well, I'm not sure, but might as well go to the supermarket, you know? But it's funny because that tub of ice cream there, it's expensive, right?
We pack it tightly so there's no empty space inside. Then, after that,
Cut! Yeah, okay.
slice the can, remove the packaging, and dip.
It can be fun. Why is there always a trash can on top?
Took a bite of his hot dog, counted his steps, then threw the wrapper on the ground, according to legend, and he watched the other visitors do the same. By counting, he found that it took about 30 steps before someone would throw away their trash. When he opened Disneyland and installed trash cans, he personally measured 30 steps between each trash can. Oh, between
Installer des poubelles, il a personnellement mesuré 30 pas entre chacune.
each trash can. When you walk around a Disney park, you find a trash can just when you need one. Walt Disney took a bite of his hot dog.
Hot dog? Oh.
According to legend, he took a bite of his hot dog, counted his steps, and tossed the wrapper on the ground.
And he has. That's really smart, actually. He had time to count all the customers' steps. The customers are NPCs, I admit. He's out of it, not realizing. How to remove a ring stuck on your finger. In some cases, it can be difficult.
Thread the string through the ring. Thread the string. But here,
It's a tough one. Thread the string through.
the ring.
Every problem has a solution. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a problem. Stuck.
And it doesn't come out.
Okay, so, knock, knock, knock.
Wrap it tightly around the finger from the ring toward the knuckle.
But here, he's fine.
Slide the end of the thread under the ring and gently unwind.
No, not in the same direction.
The thread unwinds, pushing the ring onto the wrapped part. With each turn, the ring moves up until it slips off.
But it seems logical every time, but,
2 fingers. You had to pass the thread through the ring and wedge it in.
yeah, but how do you pass it if it's stuck? With a toothpick? That's tough. Wait, I don't get it. If the thread doesn't go under the ring, try soap. Classic question, right? If your eyeballs. Wait, is this a joke? But what is this, guys? What? What would you see without eyes? But what is this? Again?
If your eyeballs came completely out of your head, you would lose your sight completely. So what would you actually see?
Stop. But it's not possible to show it twice. However, here,
Most people think you would see darkness like pitch black, but that's not... Wait, that's
he's going to say you can see better if you take out your eyes, and I'm going to do it right here in front of you.
really true. You wouldn't see darkness because you wouldn't see anything at all. It would be like trying to see with your elbow.
Guys, you're all over the place. That's cool.
There's no visual input, passing the thread through. If your eyeballs, but that's not really true, you wouldn't see anything, like trying to see with your elbow. There's no visual input, which means you literally see nothing. Not darkness, not pitch black, nothing at all. So there,
Basically, if our eyeballs. And no, but they're in the comments, they're gonna roast him, but nothingness is unimaginable. It's like inventing a new color or a new letter. Now, I want to test what I just told you guys. What color is it? Nothing. He answered, nothing. There. What beautiful poetry.
if you tied a baby to 2 Cybertrucks,
If he has it, he's good. If he has it, he's really good. But what are we watching here, guys? Wait, what?
If you tied a baby to 2 Cybertrucks to pull them, you'd need 5,000 babies just to make them move. But with anacondas, you'd need at least 160 of those giant snakes to pull the trucks. But what if you asked Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to even notice them?
Stop lying.
You'd need a rock and a half to roll them if you tied them up, okay?
I will rock. Use the strength.
Guys, it takes 160 anacondas to pull the trucks. But if you asked Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to tow them, come on, you'd need a rock and a half.
A rock and a half. Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali sweating. A moment of silence for the babies who got eaten. The Rock is worth 5,000 babies, just one Chuck Norris, I admit. Yeah, The Rock though, guys, he's strong, huh? Is it possible to knit a sweater with your hair? That blew my mind.
In the shower, the hot water loosens the hair from your scalp. That hair.
Yes, okay, yes, no, I thought he was going to say yes. It loosens them, it puts them back, it shampoos them, and your hair flies up in the air and lifts your house, and that's how your house is created.
It slides down the drain with the water. The strands wrap around the drain and catch other hair that falls. Over time, this hair accumulates, forming a thick, tangled clump. If you kept each...
Did you see that or not, bro? Look at the guy removing hair.
Look.
His reaction...
Tangled clump. If you kept every hair from every shower for 13 years, you would have 500,000 hairs, just enough to knit one.
The effect, there you go. There you go, no, this one, yeah, put the penguins back on for me. There, wait guys, breathe, 2-3 seconds of penguins. Okay, that's it, it's over. A soda with a weird taste.
He said the dish was undercooked and sent it back to the kitchen. Then he took a soda to go with the syrup.
Man, personally, it's undercooked, it's cooked, it's not cooked.
When he got home,
you have to eat. But the taste was weird. No matter what, like, I'm not gonna say it, but honestly, it's good that they say it. Otherwise, you know, the restaurant might not even know.
He saw it, a big glob of spit.
Guys, you shouldn't say it. Look at the waiter's face from the start. He's annoyed. From the start, he's annoyed. He's like this. You're going to eat it now. You're going to eat the chicken now. You're going to eat the broccoli now. Look, and now, no.
He pointed it out, too.
The waiter is joking.
That the dish was meh.
But look, this is the waiter you really shouldn't mention it to.
Let's see.
But look, guys, he doesn't even have eyes anymore either. He did the previous life hack too. He did it. He removed. Let's see. But I have some dirty words.
He told the waiter the dish was undercooked and sent it back. The guys are also sharing real stories, huh?
You chose to bite a waiter, for real, but when he got home, the taste was odd.
The taste was strange, and when he opened the lid, he saw some crap.
The spit floating inside.
He went straight back to Chile. He confronted the waiter, who denied everything. The police analyzed the drink. The DNA from the spit matched the waiter, and the waiter was convicted. The couple filed a complaint for moral damages. So he signed.
It was true. Damn, and it's really the waiter. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you could tell from the first second, right? He
reported it to the waiter.
Look at this demo. If a dog drinks how dogs drink water.
Does he do it like us? The water would fall straight from his mouth.
Makes sense.
Because dogs can't completely close their cheeks. Its tongue plunges in and curls back up.
Yeah, so they always have the winds coming back up.
The mouth is actually open, that's why. And the force of the impact and the curve create a huge... You made a joke.
No, I'm just being funny here. No, I'm just being funny here. No, I'm just being funny. No, me.
What? It slipped in. If a dog drank like us, the water would fall straight out of its mouth because dogs can't completely close their cheeks. Its tongue plunges in and curls before coming back up.
And it's a lap.
And the force of the impact and the curve create a splash that forms a rising column of water. The dog then closes its mouth, captures the water before actually swallowing it. In fact, your dog eats its water rather than drinks it.
Well, yes.
If a dog drank...
Wait, this is crazy. My choice. My dog gives me explanations, but seriously, he's so smart. She's pretending to win the marathon.
She slipped into the race 800 meters from the finish, blending in with the real runners. Under the cheers of the crowd, she crossed the line in a sprint, arms raised, claiming her victory in front of the cameras. But the other runners quickly became suspicious because no one remembered running alongside her. The officials checked every checkpoint and couldn't find her anywhere. And him on wheels. You would press the pedal in case the charge failed, and the desk stood like a shield. Underneath, a hidden gun was set up with a cord tied to the trigger. With the desk upright and the cord pulled tight, it would fire, sending the bullet toward the robber. At the same time, the money on the desk would slide into a locked drawer underneath. But aiming was tough, too easy to miss, so it was never mass-produced. You pressed on.
What's all that racket? How much wombat poop do you need? The poop?
These droppings are cubic, and since it poops about 100 times a day if you stack them up, as for a womba gun,
When does the womba shoot?
There we were. Zack D film is a joke, but how does it work?
poop pellets are actually cubic,
And as it does its business.
about 100 times a day. If you just stack one day's production,
But what does it do? But you know what it is.
you would get a cube about 5 inches high. But what if you had about 9 million wombats and they kept pooping every day for a whole year? Well, you would end up with more than 300 billion cubes of poop, just enough to build your own Great Pyramid of Giza. Quentin, all right, bro.
I had no idea there were some animals that made...
Poops that look.
Like Minecraft, well, we're making a pyramid burger, right? Put it on the barbecue or in the oven, gently, side by side, trying to cook the middle without burning the outside, then...
Cut a square hole in a slice of cheese and slide it onto the pyramid, and make a few more, each one smaller than the last, until the heat melts each slice onto the meat. Finally, place the pyramid on the bottom bun, carefully balance the top bun over the peak, and enjoy your pyramid burger.
Shape the beef into a pyramid.
Burger pyramidal, façonnez le bœuf. en-
But what is this? But it's not possible to show us this right after what we just saw. Zack D film.
He's doing it on purpose. Here's how toilets were built on medieval castles. These latrines were built on the outer walls, sticking out from the wall so that
That's what those things are. But guys, I want to say, I see those things all the time on castles. I actually discovered them directly in the castle's moat.
the openings were set high to keep intruders out of the castle. I think I mentioned this before. Few people would try. Some versions had waste fall into an internal chute, which kept the castle's exterior clean. Exception évitait de salir la façade du
Well, yeah, so...
The castle's facade. Here's how toilets were built in medieval castles. These latrines were built on the outer walls.
But then, props to the guys who fell into the moats anyway for fighting for our country. No, but it's not easy, honestly. What's his name? Place the seed at the back of your tongue with the tip pointing out. Then, roll your tongue into a tunnel and take a deep breath through your nose. Once you're in position...
Exhale forcefully from your stomach, forcing the air out through your mouth. At the same time, lean forward and keep your jaw steady, aiming with the seed. Why? The swatter, the one that springs out. Guys,
I have an apple, but I don't want to try. You know, because I'm afraid of breaking something at home. With Zaki Film's techniques, but are you serious or what?
if you fart in a spacesuit,
But guys, what happens if you fart in a...
suit with his name on it, you might think it has a special vent to get rid of it. Well, yeah, but the base layer is airtight, so... Whoa.
Whoa, phew, no guys, it's not gonna give him a fart armor. What are we even watching? What are we even watching inside?
Including the smells. It has a system that sucks in the stale air, like your fart, and traps it in special filters. But the smell still lingers. So, for a few minutes, you're floating in space, breathing your own fart.
My goodness. They planned a system for that. The family poisoned by their own apple.
But he never comes back up. His wife, oh wow.
Oh wow. Their teenager does the same.
The grandmother goes there and collapses on the bodies. The family kept potatoes in the cellar, rotting and releasing a toxic gas into the ground.
Everyone gets lost in it.
Killed by their own potatoes. A man goes down. That's quite a legend.
A warning from the old man.
He never comes back up. His wife looks for him, doesn't come back. Their teenager does the same. The grandmother goes and collapses on the bodies. The family kept potatoes in the cellar, rotting and giving off.
Be careful with that, guys. I think potatoes are really toxic.
If all humans threw water,
They would have cut into the ocean.
one would think a fleet was on a vast area. Okay, but nails don't float, so they would accumulate at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, 82 billion clippings would rain down, suffocating fish and the seabed, forming a pile emerging at the surface. After this global fall, a walkable island of nails, 10 times bigger than Central Park, would appear. He built Lego bricks around his stump,
Like, okay, he built a prosthetic arm out of Lego bricks.
hoping to create a prosthetic arm. You see, in the womb, his right arm never fully developed. But as he grew up, he played with Lego until he created his first Lego arm. That first version didn't work, but he tried again later, creating an arm with a movable elbow and a clamp to grab objects. He tried again as an adult, building 4 more versions, each one better than the last. And since he shared the plans for free, anyone can now build a Lego arm. He built it. Incredible.
You let me down. People say he did Lego Master. That's not a Lego competition, I guess. Well, guys, I think we've seen a bit too much, or maybe not enough. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And I don't know if you want us to finish.
There are still so many, it's not possible. There are too many.